AMALearning, you're about to. Specification point 4.7. Describe how genetic analysis has led to the suggestion of the three domains, rather than the five kingdoms classification method. To successfully answer any GCSE questions linked to this topic, you will need to know why we have switched from the Linnaean model to the three-domain model. Now let's focus on classification, a system used to organize and study the diversity of life. Classification helps scientists identify relationships between species and understand their evolutionary history. What is classification? Classification is the grouping of organisms based on their characteristics and evolutionary relationships. Classification was used to organize the vast diversity of life into a manageable system. Classification was developed by Carl Linnaeus. This system groups organisms into increasingly specific categories: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and finally species. There are 5 different kingdoms: animals, plants, fungi, prokaryotes, protists. Linnaeus recognized there was a problem in terms of naming organisms. Scientists spoke different languages and therefore named animals differently. He developed the binomial naming system. Each organism has a 2-word name, the genus and the species. The following are some examples. Across the world, each country will have a different word for cat and dog. However, when discussed in the scientific world, the cat will be referred to as Felis domesticus. Felis is the cat's genus, and domesticus is the cat's species. And scientists will refer to the dog as Canis familiaris. Canis is the dog's genus, and familiaris is the dog's species. Why did the Linnaean model change? Evidence of internal structures developed. This was because microscopes and genetic analysis improved. This revealed differences in organisms not accounted for in the Linnaean system. This led to the three-domain system. What is the three-domain system? It was proposed by Carl Woese. It groups life into 3 major domains based on molecular evidence. The 3 domains are Archaea, bacteria, Eukarya. What are eukaryotes, prokaryotes, and Archaea? Eukaryotes are organisms that have a nucleus within their cells. Examples include plants, animals, protists, and fungi. Prokaryotes are cells that do not have genetic material enclosed in a nucleus, known as true bacteria. Archaea are primitive bacteria that live in extreme conditions. What are evolutionary trees? Evolutionary trees are a method used by scientists to show how they believe organisms are related. They use current classification data for living organisms and fossil data for extinct organisms. To summarize, classification is essential for organizing life and understanding evolutionary relationships. The shift from the Linnaean system to the three-domain system reflects advances in genetics and molecular biology, offering a more accurate view of life's diversity. This is an exam-style question. Explain the differences between the Linnaean system and the three-domain system of classification. This is an example of a model answer. The Linnaean system groups organisms hierarchically based on physical characteristics into kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. The three-domain system, introduced by Carl Woese, classifies life into Archaea, bacteria, and Eukarya based on genetic and molecular differences. Why would this model answer achieve full marks? The first mark would be for describing hierarchical structure of the Linnaean system. The second mark would be for stating the 3 domains introduced by Carl Woese. The third mark would be for stating that genetic and molecular evidence are the basis for the 3-domain system. Let's try a multiple choice question to make sure we have understood the key terms. I will show you a question, read it out, and then reveal the answer after 5 seconds. Pause the video if that isn't long enough. This question is asking us to explain what is the name of the domain that plants belong to. And the correct answer is A, Eukarya. Let's apply what we have learnt to this past paper question. This question is asking us to explain why the 3-domain classification system was proposed. We know the following from our learning. Plants are Eukarya because they have a nucleus within their cells. Plants are not Archaea as they are not primitive bacteria that live in extreme conditions. And plants are not Monera or Protista as these are not domains. Additionally, we also know evidence of internal structures developed. This was because microscopes and genetic analysis improved. If we compare our learning to the mark scheme, we would have achieved marks both part 1 and part 2. So we would have got full marks. Well done. Our animations were designed by experienced UK-trained teachers. We have been achieving amongst the best results in the country for many years, and we decided it was time to share our success. Have you just AMALed and want to AMAL some more? Don't forget to like, subscribe and share to keep yourself up to date with the latest uploads. AMALearning, you just did.